Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Ung Studio, and today we're going to be designing and making a Lotus light out of maple plywood. For this project, the most important tools and materials I'll be using is a Glowforge Laser Cutter, 1/8 inch maple plywood, and some wood glue that I put into a condiment squeeze bottle like this. This project was inspired by an Instagram post where I asked my followers what buildings they could envision as a table lamp. I thought it was a really fun way of interacting with everyone, and I got some great suggestions from everyone who gave me some feedback. The suggestion that I'm going to focus on for this project is the Lotus Temple in India. This project was designed by the architect Fariborz Sabha, and based on some images that I found from a quick Google search, it looks like Fariborz Sabha was basing his design ideas off of the early stages of a lotus flower before it blooms. All of the petals are still held in the bud, and all of the leaves are starting to blossom outward. I wanted to run with this idea based on my interpretation of his design for the Lotus Temple, and for my project I wanted to have all of these different blossoming stages captured in 3 different layers. It would be in the intermediate blossoming phase of the lotus flower, where there would be a center ring that was closer to the light source, and this middle ring would come out a little bit, and then the last ring would come out all the way at the bottom. Before we jump into the design and 3D model of this project, please remember to support this channel by liking this video and subscribing for more like it. Now with that, let's talk about the design and the 3D model of this project. Here's the 3D model of the Lotus light that I designed in a software called Rhinoceros. Here you'll start to see the 3 layers that I was just talking about and how it all comes together. The center here resembles the bud of a lotus flower, and then the middle ring resembles the petals starting to come out, and the bottom ring resembles the very base of that lotus flower. Typically, when you see pictures of a lotus flower, you see it in a stage that's somewhat like this because it's the most beautiful time for that particular flower. At the center of this light, there's an opening here where it'll be installed onto a light base, and then a light bulb will be screwed on top. You'll see it better from the bottom view here, where all of the pieces are slotted into this big circle, and that center circle is where the light source will be. When I click on this base, you'll see that I've actually included some joints for all of the pieces to be slotted in and wood glued onto this base. I actually decided to have a secondary base because of all of the pieces that would be installed on this project. I was concerned that the 1/8 inch maple plywood would be a little bit too thin for this project, so I wanted to increase that thickness just to add a little bit more stability in case the petals got too heavy for the light. In terms of the design of all of the pieces that'll come together to create this Lotus light fixture, there's a total of 3 different pieces. Within each of those types, there will be a total of 36 pieces that gets finger jointed onto this circular base that we were talking about earlier. The 3 different types of pieces were designed to be organic with some simple curves. So I'll highlight them here in yellow and you'll start to see what I'm talking about. Here's the simple curve on the interior side of the pieces, and as we make our way out from the interior of that light fixture to the outermost piece, the pieces start to lay flat so that it opens up just like a lotus flower when it's blossoming out. You'll see it here when I go on to a side view, where all of the pieces highlighted in yellow start to lay flat from the inside to the outside of this light fixture. Now let's go into Adobe Illustrator, where I'll show you the pieces laid out on all of the sheets to be laser cut. For this Lotus light fixture, it takes a total of 4 full-size sheets in my Glowforge Laser Cutter to cut all of the pieces that I'll need to assemble the light. Here you'll see the longest piece that's at the center of that Lotus light. And on this sheet here, you'll see the middle ring, and this sheet here is the outer ring. You can see the change in sizes for all of those petals that'll come together and get glued onto the base. Here's the base that I'll glue together so that it would become a 1/4 inch instead of 1/8 of an inch. That's just to add some structural stability because I was afraid that all of these pieces would be too heavy for one of those frames to hold. So that's my design and 3D model of the Lotus light fixture that was based on the design of the Lotus Temple in India. I hope you can see how this project is inspired by the early stages of a lotus flower in its early blossoming phase. Before we jump into laser cutting and assembling this project, I highly recommend you check out my other wood light videos where you can see how I designed and assembled those projects as well. Please remember to support this channel by liking this video and subscribing for more like it. Now with that, let's jump into laser cutting, assembling, and then I'll show you the final project and how it turned out. So that's how I make this Lotus light out of maple plywood. This project was really fun to work on, and the one thing I didn't anticipate doing today was using some Q-tips to clean up some of the excess glue that squeezed out of the joints when the pieces were slotted in. I also wanted to say thank you to the people who participated in my Instagram story and provided suggestions for buildings that they could see turn into a table lamp. Although this doesn't look exactly like the Lotus Temple, you can see how it was inspired by that particular building. All of the layers that come together and the different rings that create that overall form that you're seeing here in this light was taken from the ideas that I saw within the design of the Lotus Temple itself. I hope you enjoyed this video and my process of designing and making this Lotus light. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this project, and remember to like, subscribe, and follow me for more.